Hello, hello. Jim Rawcliffe here again. More takes, la la la, and all that. Oh dear, it's cold. That wind is freezing cold. Anyway, today's tip is on how to fish a river. I get asked this all the time when I was making bait. Oh, the Thames is just down the road. You know, I'd love to catch a Thames carp, but I don't know where to start. Well, this is how you start. I'll show you. You go down the river. This is Molesey Lock. All the boats, the river coming down, speeding down, there's loads of water, and there's the lock. Just outside Kingston in Surrey. There's loads of people, there's traffic, there's ambulances and fire and God knows what else, fire engines, and sometimes this whole path here is underwater. But today it's actually, even though there's a lot of water coming down, there's not much. But there you go. People say, where do you start? Well, what you do is you go down to find your local river. You know, ask around first, go to the local tackle shops, ask them if they know anything about, you know, whether there's carp in the local river. And if there are, you basically go down, find a spot, just like you do at a lake. What you're looking for is places where carp might hang out. So obviously they're going to be around there. I know this because I've fished it a lot, but I've actually seen carp jump up and hit that gate. But they'll be in the slack water, they'll be on around the posts out there, they'll certainly be underneath the boats. There's jetties, there's a place over there where the restaurant is and the hotel, the bridges, below the bridges, you'll always see them below the bridges there, see them in the summer, in these slacks in here. But this is just one area on the Thames, just outside London, but there are some absolute monsters here. And this is, you know, as I say, I've fished it a lot, so I know this is a good spot to be. So you look for the marks, even if there's no boats, even if there's no jetties, no something, there'll be somewhere. There'll be trees, overhanging bushes, snags in the water where trees have fallen down. Just look for some sort of marks. You know, when you go to your local lake, what do? You get a swim. A lot of people I know just go, well, I want a big double swim, I'll sit in that, it's comfy. But that's not the way to catch fish. The way to catch fish is to go to the lake. I used to say when I was making bait to people, 80% of your time is probably better spent researching, looking around the lake, seeing what's going on, depth finding, marker float, finding weed, you know, looking for bars, anything where carp are gonna hang around because there's some point of interest to them. You know, bloodworm beds, clay humps, anything. When I used to fish down here, I used to live just up the road. So I used to come down on my bike and I knew exactly what I was going to do and where to put the rods, funnily enough, right in this spot here on the corner. There's a bit of a channel out there. The fish come up from the bridge. And I know they're going to come up here and sit behind the lock just to get a bit of a rest before they go further up that way, up towards the weir, to look for food up there. So I knew exactly what I was looking for. You need to know exactly what you're looking for. And then you've got a head start. And then basically I used to come down, as I say, on the bike, and I'd sit here in the evenings just for literally 3 or 4 hours. You know, that's all you need, because once you're in the right place and you know the fish, or you've got some idea that the fish are going to be here, you're in with a much better shout than just turning up and fishing blind. So the other thing is that this used to be, well, just downriver from here, used to be Barble City. Now, unfortunately, we've had, over the last couple of years, we've had 2 seals who have munched their way through anything they could find I was walking down there, just walking the dog one day, a couple of years ago, and this seal came out with a double figure barbel in its mouth, head out one side, tail out the other. That was the end of that one. Now, apparently there have been a few come back, but these seals have gone up through this lock, up to Walton apparently, and possibly even further. So, you know, you have to be prepared for that. But there will still be carp here, there'll still be barbel. People are still fishing and catching fish, because once the numbers go down, then the seals bugger off and think, well, we'll go somewhere else. So they go back downstream, out in the sea, whatever it is, have a change, see if they can find somewhere with more food. And they're not going to live in the river, I don't think, forever. But there you go. That's how to fish a river. Go down, have a look, find some marks that might hold carp, areas that might hold carp, trees, overhanging trees, bushes, snags, concrete jetties, walls, you know, on the far side with steep drops. I don't know, something that will basically be of interest to carp, and a place where they want to just maybe hang out. And then I can say this even though I'm not making bait, whatever bait you're using, go and pre-bait. Now, you know, when the water's running as fast as this, pre-baiting is very tricky because it's all going to get washed away. But when the current slows down a bit, and you've got a bit slack water somewhere, you can turn up with some particle and some boilie and some pellet, and just trickle yourself some bait in and bring the fish into you. That was the whole point of pre-baiting, and it still is. Some people don't do it anymore, or few people do it anymore. But yeah, go pre-bait for a few days and see what that can do, and you'd be absolutely amazed. Do it in the spring, you know, when the close season's on. Go and find yourself some potential marks. You can't fish it, so you might as well be doing your research. Find yourself some potential marks, put some bait in over a few days, and go back and just watch those fish turn up, and you'd be absolutely amazed. And I know a lot of people that constantly say, as I say, oh, I want to catch a carp, I want to catch a river carp, and basically they don't do it, they just don't go. And so that is your first thing. You've got to go down there, look at your spots, be absolutely 100% committed to doing it, because if you're not going to get it. But if you are, if you do a season on the river, whatever you catch will be an absolute prize. It's not just some, you know, overfed 30 sat in a puddle somewhere that you're paying £25 a day for. It's absolute challenge. And believe me, when you've caught, especially a Thames carp, which I've caught here, not big ones, just, you know, small ones, even doubles. I have had 20s out of the Thames. But my God, what a prize. What a prize. So hopefully that will spur you on for next year to go and find a river. And it could be the smallest little tributary anywhere, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. If you've got somebody in a tackle shop who says, oh yeah, John so-and-so, he caught a carp there last year, that means there have been carp in there. So they're probably worth having a look for. And my God, that would be an even bigger prize. So get out there and do it. All the best.